Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel, and thanks for logging on. If you enjoy these videos, do me a favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel right here at Watchbox Reviews. I would really appreciate it, and I promise to update daily. If you love this watch, you could see it, and you could purchase it on our website, thewatchbox.com. And today we're discussing a model launched in 2012. This is the Arnold Son TBR, a True Beat retrograde, True Beat seconds, retrograde date, 44 millimeters in pink gold. On my 16 centimeter circumference wrist, the watch wears easily. Arnold Son watches, even when 44 millimeters in diameter as this one is, wear well because they feature relatively short cropped and tightly downturned lug profiles. And you can see the shape of the lugs nicely wrapping around the edge of my wrist, but the dimension, only 48.9 millimeters for a 44 millimeter watch, is exceptional. And you can see that the lugs barely project beyond the end of the case. As a result, this is a 44 millimeter watch that can wear on a wrist as small as 14 centimeters circumference. The watch is exactly 14 millimeters thick, and if you look between the lug horns, the span is 22 millimeters, giving it a nice modern planted stance, as stances or lug spacings larger than 20 millimeters are one of the hallmarks of 21st century watch design. It's been one of the real changes we've seen across the board in every style from every brand. You'll also note that because of the use of a curved spring bar, the lugs can be drilled very close to the case, far inboard of the end of the horns. You can see that the pivot points are even narrower across the wrist than 48.9. So not only do you have full motion, but you have a nice narrow span if you need to pull the strap straight down over your wrist. We have a dark strap right here. It's a very dark brown with a monotone stitch, a matte finish, large rectangular scale alligator leather, and a folded edge. You can see on the underside there is calfskin. It is a new Arnold Son factory strap, and the watch features a simple Arnold Son satin and polished pin buckle. Easy on the fly adjustment. You can see there is design parallelism as the teardrop form of the buckle's flank actually matches the shape of the Arnold Son lugs. The case is fairly sophisticated. As you can see, it's stepped in. It has negative camber, so it bends inward from its edge. But then there's a little bit of an inward step, giving it a character line that unites the knuckle beneath the lugs themselves. There's a nice sharp break between the case and the lugs, which is a sign of sophisticated case making. When you want to see a watch that's indifferently designed and assembled, you're going to see an integration of lug and case band. Here, that sharp break is premium. You can also see that there is that knuckle underneath the lugs that gives them a little bit more of a 3D sculptural form and continues through the mid case. All of high polish, it's a spectacular thing to see. There's a sharp edge on the edge of the narrow conical bezel, and that brings you to a dial, which features a chapter ring outboard. You can see it's used to gauge the seconds. The perfect alignment of the index with the deadbeat is a detail that I absolutely adore. You'd be amazed how often watch brands don't get this right, not just with deadbeat seconds, but with all watches. Perfect alignment against the individual hashes and numerals. You can see there is a double finish with an opaline or very soft matte silver on the registers for the retrograde date as well as the hours and the minutes, and then there's a lovely sandpaper-like granular frosted texture to the dial. You can see that it's a handsome and unusual close-range nuance. Arnold & Son is great with details like this. A lovely serpentine style indicator for the date. Let's just turn through the date change danger zone to make sure we're not in there. You can see the deadbeat seconds system features hacking seconds, and then there is an intermediate position for the crown where you can play with the retrograde date all you like. And I have to admit, this turns an otherwise utilitarian complication into a little bit of a party favor when you are demonstrating your independent brand mechanical watch to your friends. And there's something inherently joyous about watching the snap of that retrograde system. Now the watch, of course, not inherently a 1 Hertz movement. Arnold & Son manufactured caliber 6008, 34 joules, adjusted in 5 positions just like a chronometer, beats away at 28,800 vibrations per hour, which means logically it's beating away at 8 beats per second even as the deadbeat is beating away at 1 beat per second, with the result that when you hold the watch up against your ear, you're going to hear 2 heartbeats, 1 Hertz and 4 Hertz. Now the timepiece with stop seconds and the quick set date is handsomely executed with good movement depth and nice, one might even say innovative execution of finishing. There's satin finish across the skeletonized wheel. You have a Côte de Soleil or a sunburst Côte de Genève, as you can see, radiating out from the center of the movement. There is a micro engine turning on the outer base plate, and you can see that the Côte de Soleil continues perfectly aligned from the center bridge for the winding system across the half bridge for the balance, which again is beating away at 28,800 vibrations per hour. There is a set of ceramic rotor bearings that are sealed for life, high efficiency, and need no lubrication and thus minimal service. The watch, of course, with a 45-hour power reserve, enough autonomy that if you wear it every day, it will be set it and forget it. And you can see the movement has excellent depth and a detail that I adore, which is the set of fire annealed or heat blued kiln oxidized screws. Note that the watch features both black polished surface, including black polished screws, and blued screws. The watch has each. A handsome timepiece, nicely decorated, impressively innovative, and unlike anything else, it'll never be confused for anything but an Arnold Son, which is the in-house brand of the integrated manufacturer lug-to-lug, one of the most impressive full engineering houses top to bottom in the Swiss industry. See you known as Arnold Son TBR on the Watchbox.